Hey, so I've been thinking of getting a tattoo, but I'm not too sure what people will think of me. Anyway, call me back as soon as you get this. Thanks, bye for now.
Well, should having a tattoo cost you your dream job? Chantel McGoldrick was turned down by both Qantas and Emirates for an air hostess job because of a small tattoo of an anchor.
How much does having a tattoo actually affect you socially and professionally? So according to...
You say you believe tattoos are stopping you getting a job, right? You believe it. Can you actually prove it?
Anthony here for D News, and a study run by the University of St Andrews in Scotland showed that employers across just about all industries have a negative view of tattoos.
Tattoos to me are really scary, and if they're not important, I wouldn't just get one.
I can't even stay in a relationship for longer than a year, so tattoo's like a lifetime commitment. No, I'm not ready for that.
What if I get a tattoo and then it doesn't look so good 40 years down the line?
When people see me and they like look disgusted or whatever, I'm like, do you know what, you're small-minded. Your opinion actually is cool to me, like I don't care.
When Renee Jennings interviewed for her job at a Brooklyn real estate office, she kept the 6 tattoos on her arms covered.
So yeah, I started to self-harm in high school, and I always find comfort in that. But once I started getting tattoos, like, it was the same feeling, and it kind of stops me from doing that again because I'm looking forward to my next tattoo, and like, it's just so much nicer because you get an art form out of it instead of just really damaging yourself, if that makes any sense. Also, it's like, if I self-harm, I can't get any more tattoos, and like, I want to be able to do that. I want to be covered in them, so it's very hard to tattoo over scars in general. So if you have a lot and the tattoo doesn't look as nice to begin with, if like I got this one covered up and the tattoo artist went on and on about how it's very hard to tattoo over even like fresh scars, but like old scars as well, because they never really heal if they're really deep. So
It's less of a discrimination, but as I was mentioning to you, like when I worked at Little Caesars, and they requested that I take out all my piercings, but from their point of view, it was more of a hygienic thing of people that would fiddle with their piercings, and then that could get into the food, and they didn't want bits falling into the food. So they were very polite about it and just said that it was strictly for hygienic reasons, so that was the only way that I could work there. So it was a bit more understandable because they approached me saying it was for hygienic, and they just weren't like, no piercings, end of story. So, but at work, because I work Fabricland, and so I work with a lot of like elderly ladies and like mothers and stuff, and they generally have some harsher opinions about it. And like when I'm cashing customers out, they'll often ask me like, oh, you know that's permanent, right? And like, why would you do that to your body? And it's kind of uncomfortable because you still have to behave in a professional way, but all you wanted to say is like, well, it's none of your business.
My grandma is at me the most for my tattoos, and she's okay with my mom's tattoo. She just doesn't like mine for some reason, probably just because I have so much. So I have song lyrics that are on the inside of my left ankle. It's not over yet. I've dealt with like a lot of depression and stuff like that. I also got a semicolon butterfly for similar reasons. It's for suicide and self-harm awareness. I also have some memorial tattoos. Like the 3 on my chest are all memorial tattoos. I have a quote here from my best friend who passed away, and then my nana and my grandpa.
Even before tattoos and piercings, I had like black hair, I was dressing super gothy, like I was always kind of the freaky, weird kid. But a lot of my guys here, like especially the younger guys, they got tattooed relatively recently, and now they're still in the phase where they really pay attention to what people think or what people do when they walk around. The only time I ever notice it is kids. And kids are typically just the obnoxious kids that like stare, like point and like, Mommy, what's that? And like, you know, ask me stupid questions. And My new favorite hobby, and I think Paul, who got his tongue split at the same time as me, sticking your tongue out at them when your tongue split scares the crap out of them, and they just like run away and take off, and it's delightful.
Oh yeah, if you ask my grandparents, they shake their heads every time they see me, but like, you know, they still love me for me, right? But it's other people's family and stuff. But you know, if you don't know somebody, everybody judges a book by its cover, so it's sort of, I think we get the brunt of that.
I have my head tattooed. It's a hair tattoo. Nobody's ever noticed, nobody's ever given me a second look. Well, I lost my hair like when I was like 18, 19, I was really young. And you know, I've always wanted to do something, but I never knew. And then I came across this whole hair tattoo thing, and my wife actually didn't want me to do it. She was quite scared.
I can see people not in this industry having barriers, especially getting your hands done, your face done and stuff like that. I can definitely see that happening, but as far as I'm concerned, I don't care because I'm already doing what I love, and I'm not going to get out of this industry anytime soon. So
I'll go grocery shopping, and people actually like you can feel the dirty looks, and it's sad. It's really sad. Like I've noticed it the last few times, and then maybe a couple weeks ago we were shopping, and my wife actually noticed it. And it was just sad. At first it really bothered me, it upset me, and now I laugh about it.
You have a responsibility if you have hand, neck, or face tattoos to represent the good in this industry. To show people that not everyone with hand, neck, and face tattoos is trashy or unintelligent or any of the other negative stigmas that are associated. As I got more and more visible tattoos, I've made a point of opening doors for people, using articulate sentences when I'm trying to talk, presenting myself in a professional manner in any situation, trying not to make myself look bad for the industry, because I know that my representation of the way I am represents the industry overall and represents tattooed people as a whole. And if I act like an idiot or I disrespect the industry, I'm doing a disservice to everybody else who has put time in to try and make this better.
I would say that it's a variety of the both. Obviously, we do have a large amount of clients who are older with older tattoos that they're just looking to remove because they no longer want them. But we do see young people as well. Again, I've treated people as young as 18 who have had tattoos. But before I worked as a technician, I came in for a consultation actually just as a client, and I had a tattoo under my arm right here that I just wasn't keen on, and it was my first tattoo, surprisingly enough. I got it when I was 18 years old, and I'm in the process of removing it actually. Even, thinking to yourself, is this something that I'm really going to love within the next 10 years? Because you may love it, throughout your 20s, but in your 30s, are you going to love it? Like things like placement, obviously certain areas of the body don't take ink as well, it fades, it blurs. Things like sun exposure can change the way tattoos look. Certain colors don't hold up the same. So obviously just do your research, I think, is the biggest proponent of not getting a tattoo that you regret.
By law, it is illegal to discriminate based on someone's appearance, in Canada specifically. But the issue is, how do you prove that they discriminated against the tattoos? You can't. So unless you really go into a situation with a super outgoing personality, you answer all of the resume or the interview questions correctly, you have a strong resume, and you can really sell yourself, someone's not going to be able to look past the tattoos.
The only kind of thing that I would recommend is just be confident in your decision to do it, so that way when people do question you later, that you have an answer to come back with them, and that way in your heart why you have it, and then any questions or comments from other people, it doesn't matter what they say. So.